on the face of the earth that will cut your heads off. I mean alive. If you don't bow down to Islamic religion. And they don't just gradually, you know how they cutting heads off? With chainsaws. With chainsaws. They don't do it like Paul let a chop block pop it off and it's over. But did you ever hear about them Christians in the Bible that they dropped that chop block on? You ever hear about them? You ever read about them? When that evil leader, that Caesar, when them Christians chopped their heads off, they said them Christians, as the heads fell off, they smiled. You read that? History said they smiled. They had such victory. After they were dead, that face of theirs looked up at their enemies and smiled. That's the kind of Christian I want to be. They seek me daily and delight to know me as a nation that did righteousness, forsook not the ordinance of their God. They asked of me the ordinance of justice. They take light in approach to God. Why have we fasted, says they? And you see now, why have we afflicted our souls, and you've taken no knowledge? Behold, in this day of your fast you find pleasure. You exact all your labors. Otherwise, he said, most of us when we fast, we go on doing things we ordinarily do. The men of old that I studied, that I guess a great reason, or one of the reasons that I'm here today, they inspired me. They inspired me to go in that old barn and lock myself away. They inspired me to shut the world out. I come out of that old barn twice. Left them premises twice. One was I promised a lady before I knew I'd be there that her son was going to be executed. And I promised her that I'd go to they'd fix it where I could go and pray for him just before they executed him. And be there with him when he eat his last meal. And I had to leave about 3 o'clock in the morning for him to get us to the prison where he was at. I wasn't left at that time. But you know, 7 years later, I was preaching on the biggest gospel tent in the world. While I was in that cage there with him, the Spirit of the Lord come on me. I said, you know, I said, they're going to release you. I said, something's going to happen just before they pull that switch that God's going to deliver you. And I left that place and forgot about it. But 7 years later, he walked behind the platform of the biggest tent in the world in Atlanta, Georgia. And I looked and I said, my God, you the guy I don't said that word. That ain't a good word to say. But anyway, I said to him, I said, you're the guy that's supposed to be executed. He said, you know, they had me in that chair and something come up. They found that I didn't commit the crime that I was accused of. The guy that committed the crime confessed it. And they set me free. Hallelujah. God, that's the only time. Then another time I got frightful and scared and went and run home to Mama because I got weak. I got weak, but an angel came into that room. That was, I'd been fasting 21 days. And I was back in that back room at Mama's, and that angel came in there and stood in my bed. My pastor told me it was the devil. You know, some of you preachers knows just about much. Pastors know about much about God is a monkey and knows that he ain't a human being. Let me tell you right here, that angel came in there and said, I've been worried. I've been concerned about you being weak. And my pastor said, well, God would have been worried about you. He wouldn't send no angel to be worried about you and try to confuse me. And I screamed. And Mama come running there. She was always rescuing me. She come running in there. And she didn't get there. And finally, she got there. She said, son, I'd have been here early. But said who that was in your room, said, we got jammed in the door. He couldn't get out and I couldn't get in. They got jammed in the door. Her and that angel got jammed in that door. And they was wrestling. She was wrestling that angel. I remember there was a man in the Bible that wrestled with an angel. How many of you would like to get an angel in your room, get an angel in your life? How many know we need a messenger? We need to hear from heaven, but it ain't going to come. You can pray till your tongue swells up like an elephant tongue and lay it on the altar until we meet these conditions of prayer and fasting. God is not going to endure us with power from on high. If He said this kind of power to do the works that I do and greater comes through prayer and fasting, there is no shortcuts. No shortcuts. I can't remember a man of history that inspired me that go hide themselves up and down that little old fence out there, praying yesterday something that's come over me. And I know it wouldn't be the devil. You know, a lot of people say, oh, that's the devil. Well, the devil, he's not going to tell you to go hide yourself and seek the Lord. Just like something come over me that disappear. Let not a solitary person on the face of the earth know where I'm at. You have nothing but a phone to contact my wife, Sister Terrell, and let her know something's fixing to happen. We're running out of time. And it's just like this morning I got up and you know, wintertime, fall of the year and wintertime is always your best times of fasting. Summertime's hard on fasting. You don't need just to get the idea in your head. You need to pray. Because some of us is fasting and getting nothing. Some of us is fasting, coming out worse after a fast than we did before we fasted. We need to hear from heaven. God said, if my people which are called by my name, and I believe He mostly is talking to the preachers, if my preachers, which are called by my name, will humble themselves and seek my face, then will I hear from heaven, will forgive their sins and heal their land. How many know we need a healing? You know, we don't even have healing in our homes. We don't even have healing. Husbands and wives can't even forget the past. That's right. Start all over. People can't forget the upsetness they have in their home. How is God going to wipe your slate clean if you can't have a forgiving spirit? That's what salvation is about. That's what the cross was about. Even as I've forgiven you, you to forgive one another. Even as I love you, you love one another. Jesus didn't come down here and establish this here religious church where we got today. That wasn't what He had in mind. The love that brought Jesus to the world was God so loved the world that He gave His only